Hello and welcome to a new episode here at Masters of Transition. Today's video is called The Seed, or it's about daring to express who we truly are. It's about daring to create what we really came here to create in this lifetime. I know that sounds pretty big, but obviously we live in a time where there's a lot of change and transition going on. Old systems of all sorts, financial systems, political systems, societal systems, and so on, they seem to come to an end, and new systems want to be born, want to be created. And I think many people now in this time, they want to see more humanitarian systems, systems that truly serve the people, systems that truly serve the greater good. And at the same time, it's obvious these systems won't create themselves alone. They need these new conscious creators to create them. And that needs and calls all of us to really stand up for our true values, for who we really are. And that can be quite a frightening thing. I know this from my own experience. I hid myself for many years. And I mean, for all of us, there's the same valid points to talk about. And it means if you don't do what you really came here to do, then you somehow go into a state of depression. It doesn't feel good. So I found a nice little story. It's called The Seed, and I made it up a bit. And I want to use it to talk about what helps us to become who we really are, to dare to express what we really want to express. So let's talk about a seed that can become a flower. What's happening there? The seed is safely sitting in its core, deep down beneath the surface of the earth. And it can stay there for hundreds of years. It's safe and secure there. It's warm. Well, that's the positive sides. On the other hand, it's quite lonely down there, and the seed is all the time in a way bothered by an idea that it can be more, that it didn't live up to what it could be. It could be a tree, could be a flower. And that's one thing. The next thing that happens when this seed decides to stay safe and secure, hidden somewhere deep down beneath the surface of the earth, is that it will never see some kind of light it's dreaming of. And this light might be a metaphor of how it feels when we truly do what we came here to do, when we truly are, and if we live that courageously, what we truly are, no matter what other people say and think. And I also found another point that's happening when a seed decides to stay beneath the surface of the earth. Let's imagine on this earth there's birds flying, and they look down on this planet from above. And they say, well, it doesn't seem to be a very green planet. No trees, no flowers. Maybe the birds are even pregnant. So they say, well, I think there is no hope to give birth to our children down there. So what could we do? So they have to land, and they decide to die, because they say we won't give birth to our kids on a planet that is like with no color, no trees, no flowers. And so only the birds who don't care about trees, about colors, about lively, beautiful things, they say, okay, we don't care about this. We give birth to our kids in this kind of environment anyway. So that's also a consequence that happens when a seed decides not to move out of its comfort zone. So the moment a seed decides to move out of its comfort zones, that's when it gets really frightening, right? Because then we have to break through the shell. We have to break through the core of the seed. And in that moment, we are no longer a seed, we are a sprout. No longer protected, we are a little green thing, very sensitive, and there's 1,000 dangers out there. And then we start making our way up through the earth, and there's, as I said before, thousands of dangers. We have to fight through the mud, through the dirt, even through rocks. But the further we go, the more we get this little impression of warmth. It's getting warmer, it's getting lighter. And then one day we break through, and we for the first time, we see this huge sun above us, this light giving us warmth and filling every cell of us with light. And it's making us strong, and it gives us a strength and a joy of life, which is incredible. And once we get there, then we look to the left and we look to the right and we see, wow, there's other seeds. And we say, hey brothers, hey sisters, I have never seen you down there. Great to have you here. And you might even see some trees that are really big and you think, man, dude, I am glad that I have those big tree brothers and tree sisters around me. So that's what happens when a seed decides to leave its core, to become a sprout, to fight its way through the unknown to become a flower or a tree one day. And that's the moment when the same birds fly again over this planet and they say, oh look, the trees are there, the flowers are there, it seems to be a green planet. Let's give birth to our kids there. It's beautiful there down there. And that's, I think, a pretty nice metaphor what it takes for all of us to dare to express who we really are. And it is a journey into the unknown, and it takes courage, and it can be really frightening. But once we've started the first ways out of the shell, out of the core, and once we make it to the surface, it begins to be a completely different story. We are there with our sprout, seed, flower, tree brothers and sisters, and we're not alone anymore. And the beauty of it is that's the moment when a tree or a flower, and that's the result of being courageous, can start after a certain time to produce new seeds. And the quantity of seeds produced by these flowers and trees that were seeds one day can change the surface of the earth and the whole climate on this planet. So I wanted to talk about this metaphor here because I think now is a crucial time. There's a lot of indigenous people who say mankind is at some kind of crossroads here, and I believe it's a wonderful time to create the new. And we have the decision to stay cozy and warm somewhere or to go out and reconnect with who we really are, even if it means to venture into the unknown. So I want to really encourage all of us here, including me, of course, to to do that, to express what we want to express, to stand up for our truth, to do what we really want to do, no matter if we are a teacher, a healer, a systems builder, an artist, whatever it takes now, a lot of possibilities are out there. So having said this, I wish you a beautiful day and see you in the next video. Ciao.